world tastes like Madam Spice juicy jollof rice. Stay with me. Madam Spice was known for one thing. Her jollof rice. It was the best anyone had ever tasted. If you haven't eaten Madam Spice jollof, you haven't eaten jollof at all. The rice was bright red, well cooked, and well garnished with carrots and green beans. The smell alone could stop people on the road. Once you tasted it, you never forgot it. People came from far and near just to eat Madam Spice's jollof rice. Some traveled from other towns. Some came very early in the morning to secure their food. Before other food vendors could sell half of their pots, Madam Spice's food was already finished. Some people used to gossip about her jollof. They said her food was not ordinary. Others said she used special ingredients no one knew about. But no one had proof. Because of how popular her food was, people gave it a nickname. They called it celebrity jollof rice. Madam Spice didn't talk much. She focused on her business. She respected her customers. She smiled and served them well. Her food business made her very rich. For more than 8 years, she cooked and sold jollof rice every day. Her customers were loyal. They trusted her food. Life was good. But everything started changing the day Linda came into the picture. Linda was a retired night worker. She had done that work for many years. But she was tired. Her body was weak. She no longer had the strength to go out every night looking for customers. Linda needed a new way to survive. She was one of Madam Spice's customers. She had been eating her food for a long time. She loved the taste. She admired the business. One day, Linda met Madam Spice at her food stand. She greeted her and said, "Madam Spice, I want to start selling food too. Things are hard for me." Madam Spice looked at her and smiled. "There is no problem," she said. "I don't fight people who want to sell food. Everyone is trying to survive." Linda was happy. 2 weeks later, Linda started her own food business. She cooked jollof rice. She tried to copy Madam Spice's style. She used carrots. She used green beans. She followed everything she could see. But something was missing. The taste was not the same. Customers did not come. Some days, she sold to one person. Some days, 2. Other days, no one came at all. Linda would sit in her shop all day, watching people walk past her place and go straight to Madam Spice's stand. One evening, Linda sat alone and thought deeply. "How can we be doing the same business?" she said to herself. "Cooking the same food? My own is not moving forward," she continued. "But people come from far and wide to eat Madam Spice's food." She shook her head. "I don't think her food is ordinary," Linda said quietly. "I must find out what she is putting in her food." And that was when Linda made a decision that would change everything. Linda started watching Madam Spice closely. Every move. Every step. She wanted to know the secret behind the jollof rice. At night, when the whole area was quiet and people were asleep, Linda would stand outside Madam Spice's gate. She hid in the dark, watching. She believed Madam Spice would come out to do something strange. Maybe say some words. Maybe drop something on the ground. Maybe do some dark incantation. But Madam Spice never came out. Night after night, Linda waited. Nothing happened. Madam Spice slept peacefully. No secrets. No rituals. No strange behavior. After many days, Linda became frustrated. "I have watched her enough," she said to herself. "There is nothing special. But this business is still not ordinary." That was when another thought entered her mind. "If I can't find her secret," Linda thought, "then I will destroy her business. She can't be the only one flourishing." One morning, Madam Spice was cooking as usual. Her big pot of jollof rice was on fire. The aroma was already spreading. At some point, Madam Spice went inside her shop to bring water to add to the pot. That moment was all Linda needed. She had been around, hiding from Madam Spice, waiting for the right time. As soon as Madam Spice went inside, Linda ran quickly to the pot. She looked around. No one was watching. She brought out a small white powder from her pocket and poured it into the jollof rice. Then she ran back to her place like nothing happened. Madam Spice came back, added her water, stirred the rice, and continued cooking. She didn't notice anything. That day, something strange happened. Madam Spice's food finished very fast. Even faster than usual. In less than 30 minutes, everything was gone. Many of her customers were still hungry. They waited. But there was no more food. So they did something they had never done before. They went to Linda's shop. That day was different for Linda. Customers filled her place. She was shocked. She served them with a wide smile. Finally, she said to herself, "My plan has worked." People ate. They drank water. They thanked her. Linda felt proud. But not long after, shouting started. One person held his stomach. Another ran past her shop. Another shouted for help. My stomach. I need toilet." People started running in different directions, holding their stomach. Some were crying. Some were begging for water. Some were already squatting behind buildings. Linda stood there confused. She didn't understand. Why is this happening? She asked herself. Why me? Why not Madam Spice? By evening, the whole area had heard the story. The next day, people were warning each other. Don't buy food from Linda. Her food will make you sleep in the toilet. If you eat it, your stomach will deal with you. From that day, Linda's stall became dry again. No customers. No greetings. No sales. But Madam Spice's shop? It kept booming. Even new customers started coming. People who heard the story wanted to see for themselves. And Madam Spice continued cooking, smiling, and selling her jollof rice like nothing ever happened. While Linda sat alone in her shop, watching everything she tried to destroy grow stronger. Linda stayed home the next day confused and ashamed. She kept asking herself one question. How can Madam Spice not be a witch? She thought. I tried to destroy her business, and it destroyed mine instead. The more Linda thought about it, the angrier she became. One morning, she made up her mind. If I can't fight her from outside, she said, then I will fight from inside. That same day, Linda went to Madam Spice's shop. She bent down and greeted her politely. Please, Linda said. Things are very hard for me now. My food business has failed. I have no money. I am begging you to allow me to help you. I see you have many customers. She continued. I can wash plates. I can serve customers. I can clean. I will do anything. Please help me. Madam Spice looked at her quietly. I have been running this business alone for 8 years, she said. Because I don't want problem. I love my peace. Linda quickly replied. I will not cause any problem. I promise. After thinking for a while, Madam Spice agreed. Okay, she said. You can help me. Linda was happy inside. She started working with Madam Spice. She washed plates. She served customers. She cleaned the shop. And all the while, she watched. She watched how Madam Spice cooked. She watched what she added. She watched every move. Days passed. Weeks passed. Linda saw nothing strange. No powder. No charm. No secret. Madam Spice cooked like a normal woman. Yet the food kept selling. Linda became more confused. Since she couldn't find anything, she tried another way. She started moving around, telling people stories. Be careful of Madam Spice's food, she told them. It is not ordinary. That's why once you eat it, you can't stop going back. Some people believed her. Some ignored her. Some asked questions. If her food is bad, they asked, why are you still helping her sell it? Linda would quickly change the topic. Because she had no answer. Even though, for 2 days, Madam Spice noticed fewer customers, because of the lie Linda had spread. But on the 3rd day, something strange happened. The customers tripled. The shop was full. People were standing. Some were even helping Linda to wash plates so they could be served faster. Madam Spice had to increase the quantity of food she cooked. Linda stood there in shock. Instead of falling, the business grew bigger. That night, Linda went to see a native doctor. She told him everything she wanted. She also asked for charm, for her own business. The native doctor listened and gave her what she asked for. He handed her a big white pants and the charm. Linda held it tightly and went back home. She could not wait for morning. The next day, very early, Madam Spice was cooking as usual. Linda walked to her and said, "Madam, one customer is calling for you outside." Madam Spice wiped her hands and went outside. As soon as she left, Linda acted fast. She brought out the white pants the native doctor had given her and pushed it deep inside the pot of jollof rice. She made sure it went under. Minutes later, Madam Spice returned. There was nobody there, she said. Linda shrugged. Maybe the person left, she replied. When the food was ready, Madam Spice started serving alone. Linda had disappeared. Suddenly, Linda came back with some angry men. She stood before everyone and shouted, "This food is not ordinary. Madam Spice cooks with her used pants." Everyone stops eating and covers their mouth in shock. Madam Spice was shocked too. She looked at Linda in disbelief. "If you don't believe me," Linda shouted, "check the pot." The angry men poured the jollof rice into a big tray. They searched. They searched again. There was no pants. Nothing. The people became ashamed. They apologized to Madam Spice. "Please forgive us," they said. "We will never listen to her again." They warned Linda and left. Linda stood there shaking. Then she turned and walked back home slowly, ashamed and confused. She knew one thing for sure. She had put that pants inside the pot herself. So how did it disappear? And for the first time, Linda began to fear Madam Spice more than she hated her. After the pants incidents, Linda didn't stop. Her heart was still full of jealousy. She wanted Madam Spice to fall, so that her own jollof rice could finally shine. Linda waited for 2 weeks. She allowed the tension to calm down. Then she reopened her shop. This time, her food was not ordinary. She added the charm the native doctor had given her. Slowly, she began to get customers. Not many, but small people came. Some customers who used to eat Madam Spice's food now shared between both shops. But Madam Spice's shop was still full. Always busy. Always noisy. Linda was not